XXXTentacion would be one of the more controversial rappers in the industry, but also one of the most loved by rappers. This is rappers reacting to XXXTentacion. Starting off with a legendary artist such as Juice WRLD, he exchanged many conversations with XXXTentacion, and he even shared on his experience with the rapper.
We had a couple like deep conversations, talked on the phone a few times. He had nothing but positive stuff to say. For real, for real. We had respect for each other at the end of the day. And that's what was gonna kind of lead into a friendship. He just said, make sure it's to keep all negative people out of your life. And just make sure that you have good energy around you, pretty much.
He'd also hop on a radio station interview where he shared this about the creation of his song titled Legends, who honors late rappers XXXTentacion as well as Lil Peep.
And that Legends record, it speaks because like you dropped it right after, you know, X.
I made the same night he passed away.
Wow.
Talk about that.
Yeah, what was that relationship like?
We weren't the best of friends. We had a couple like deep conversations though. He had nothing but good advice.
Speaking of his song Legends, the cover art for the song would actually be his last message with XXXTentacion, where you can see X saying, "You are the truth. Just be careful what you manifest. That's my honest response. If you need anything, you ask me. I read good energy from you. Make sure that's the only energy you put yourself around." With Juice WRLD responding, "Much appreciated, but how can I surround myself with good energy when it's bad energy everywhere it seems like?" Now, we would even see an interview with Billboard in 2018, where Juice WRLD spoke highly of the rapper, stating, and I quote, "I think he was a legend in the making, he was innovative, and he was unapologetically himself, and I feel like that's the most important thing in music. He touched people in a way where they felt like he was speaking directly to them." Now, Juice even mentioned in another interview that he and X were actually planning on meeting up one day.
We planned on, I ain't never meet him in person, we planned on linking up.
All through social media?
Yeah, FaceTime and stuff.
What was the last conversation you guys had?
About us meeting. I FaceTimed him, I'm like, because he said something the day before, and I was like, oh yeah, you was right about that.
Juice WRLD's connection with X is a much different story compared to Drake's history with the rapper. The famous XXXTentacion and Drake beef all started when X created a tweet stating, "Drake's mom is kinda cute." X's music career began taking off with the release of his hit song titled Look At Me. However, X would later find himself behind bars for the alleged incident between him and his ex-girlfriend named Geneva. And it was at this time where Drake would take advantage of the increasing popularity of X's latest song, where Drake would release his own song titled KMT, which just happened to have the same flow, speed, and a similar beat of X's song Look At Me. By the time XXXTentacion would leave jail, he would speak on Drake ripping off his song.
I was on the phone with my dog, Chris. He was like, yo, you gotta listen to this Drake. That's exactly what he said. Like, this Drake, you gotta listen to this. So he plays this. I hear him, I'm like, what the f? As soon as it started, like I knew he was getting that. And the funny thing is, we didn't discover it. The fan, like you said, the fans, you could take his verse, like they did a mashup. They put his verse on my song, and the cadence is literally just at the same tempo. It's not offbeat at all. And you can, if you listen to my song and then you listen to the bruh song, like.
And Drake would even respond back to XXXTentacion during this interview.
I'm seeing all this on my IG under like some random picture of people being like, you took this kid's flow or whatever, right? I go and I find what song they're talking about, you know? And I listen to it, I'm like, okay, I see where people could draw like this comparison off of like the first two lines, whether it be the cadence or the rhyme pattern or whatever. It's crazy that people think that after all this time, after all I've been through, that I'm the type of person to go and think that I'm gonna like take that and make it my own. Like I'm not.
It seems like a majority of their beef would continue behind closed doors. Or at the very least, X got some sort of warning to be aware of Drake, as he would release this to his Instagram story. "If anyone tries to get me, it was at Champagne Poppy, aka Drake. I'm snitching right now. And in one of Drake's latest releases with 21 Savage, after the passing of XXXTentacion, Drake would rap the lyrics, and I quote, "Maybe I should do a 20, maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. Do a 10, maybe I should break that 10, do a 5. If it goes live, do a 5 again. If he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again." These lyrics would get broken down and explained in a much deeper meaning. Cause if you split a 20, you get 2 10s. If you add 2 5s together, you get another 10. Now you have 3 sets of the number 10, which in the Roman numerals, the number 10 is an X, leaving you with 3 X's, which could mean XXXTentacion. However, while Drake and X were having their constant issues, there was always one rapper by X's side. This would be Ski Mask, as he was one of X's closest friends. These two would actually go on to meet each other in a juvenile detention center when they were younger, where we would see Ski Mask detail what it was like for them at the time.
I met X in juvenile jail. Both was in juvenile jail spending time. Then we just was like, yeah, we need an outlet to just stop getting in trouble. All we like to do is hit licks and like do hood friends. Long story short, so it's just like, all right, we need to find something to do. So we was like in there just beating on the tables, because all you can really do is sit there and stare at each other. So we sitting there beating on the chairs and stuff, and then we just like figured out each other could rap, and then we just like helped each other.
Ski Mask would also share how they originally produced their unique distorted type of music, just like their collaboration song titled Take a Step Back.
X recorded my first song. He ordered the stuff off of eBay. It was like a snowball mic. It was like the cheapest mic you could get. It sit on like 3 prongs or 4 prongs, one of those, and it was like just a basic Audacity and like a laptop. So, but that's how we got distorted music.
Just like X collaborated with Ski Mask, he would also go on to make a hit song with Trippie Redd. These two became very good friends in the music industry as well.
I was going to Miami to do several shows, and I performed in Orlando, and then I performed in Miami with X. Ever since I had met bro, we had just became like super cool friends, and now that's my best friend, I could say.
The two of these rappers would go on to create a song titled F Love. This would amass nearly 400 million views and be one of the biggest songs in the last decade, where Trippie Redd spoke on how he even got onto the song with X.
I was in Lil Wayne's studio, and I had recorded over this detail beat. It was the Love chorus, and then I had posted an Instagram snippet, or the day after, matter of fact, and X had texted me, and he was like, bro, I need that. I sent it to him, and he was like, bro, I'm putting this on my album. I'm like, all right, bet.
Hopping into another friend of X's, we would have Denzel Curry. Not only were the two really good friends, but they actually lived together in South Florida for some time. Denzel actually discussed the different stages of X's appearances, giving meaning to the different styles that he had.
There was different eras of X. Like black hair era, like when he just had regular hair. When I met him, you know, he was just coming up, just doing his thing, just coming up, just making music. You know what I mean? Had the blonde and black era when he had the half blonde, half black hair. And that's when, you know, when all the crazy stuff started happening with the allegations, with, you know what I'm saying, the trial, the shows. Then it went to the transition where white hair X, where he first got the tree in the middle of his forehead. That was like his evolving state. Then it went to Indigo X. He described it as Indigo X when we talked. The last time we talked, he said the reason why he changed his hair, and he just felt like he understood how it was being a bad person and how easy it was.
After Denzel Curry would share his experiences with XXXTentacion, we would even see a rap OG in the music industry share his. This would be none other than 50 Cent, as 50 Cent would hop on an interview to discuss X's music and how it wasn't right for streaming platforms to begin blackballing him from the music industry due to his legal cases.
It's sad because he's young, you know, kid. He's just really getting off into his career, really. In a lot of places he had #1 album, but they wouldn't cover it because of his legal issues. You know, and you see Spotify switch.
However, getting into another rap OG in the music industry would be none other than Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick had a soft spot for X, as he was not afraid to show his respect for the rapper. Following the release of X's 2017 album, titled 17, Kendrick would take to Twitter to express his love for the project, as he tweeted out telling fans fans to give it a listen by sharing, "Listen to this album if you feel anything. Raw thoughts." Now, Kendrick clearly enjoyed the work by the young Florida rapper and enjoyed X's raw music style. When Spotify decided to yank X's music from Spotify platform, Kendrick Lamar was not too happy about it, and he even warned Spotify that he would take his own music off the platform if they did not restore X's music back on, which sure enough they obviously did, as risking your business for something as small as a legal case which X was proven innocent on is just too much of a risk. We'd even then see another longtime rapper of the industry collaborate with X on their hit song titled "Roll in Peace," which would be none other than Kodak Black, as their friendship was deeper than just music. Kodak recently revealed in an interview that XXXTENTACION had tried to warn him about the negative consequences that his choices have been doing in his life, which happened just before Kodak would be arrested, as we would then see Kodak Black mention this during an interview.
Got like around you, like you was just to me like by homeboys, just by how I need to move and stuff.
It's very obvious that X cared a lot about Kodak, as he did not want to see him fall down the wrong path. Kodak respected him for that. In fact, Kodak Black made sure to share his condolences after the news of XXXTentacion passing was released, with him sharing on Instagram, "It's so sad to see another rapper lose his life to a senseless crime." Getting into another rapper that sadly didn't collaborate with X, but still very much appreciated him for everything he had done, would be Lil Uzi Vert. After attending XXXTentacion's memorial service, Lil Uzi Vert gave a huge shout out to X, stating that he was the only real competition that he had.
"That was like my only competition. Every time I dropped, he dropped, or every time he dropped, I dropped. And he either go number one or I go number one."
However, Lil Uzi Vert would continue further showing his love for the late rapper, as he expressed interest in releasing a foundation to honor XXXTentacion, as he shared this: "I don't care if you didn't know him, he is a part of the hip-hop community. I need help from celebrities, please. Trust me, this fund will be for all young entertainers, young men and women that pass from crime-related issues." Which just goes to show you that not only did he feel incredibly sorry for X's passing, but he also wants to protect the rest of the rap community from having this ever happen again. Hopping into another hugely respected rapper in the music industry would be none other than J. Cole, as back in the day, J. Cole and XXXTentacion hopped on a FaceTime call together, where they'd seemed to get along very great. However, J. Cole would recall the conversation being a little off, with J. Cole saying he started off the conversation literally on something, like he didn't even say hello. He started off basically saying, "I'm not on your level yet." He was talking spiritually and mentally. That was intense because I said, "Huh? I'm not even on no level." He was praising me while also saying he was going to achieve whatever it is he felt like I had. I've dealt with people in my life before, many of them, and right away I noticed this kid is a super passionate and smart human being, but I could also see that he was so deep in his mind. Despite J. Cole noticing that, the two would actually become very good friends throughout X's life together, occasionally hitting each other up, making sure the other was doing good. When the unfortunate news of his passing would be released, J. Cole would be hit hard by the news, where he released a tweet stating, "This got me. Rest in peace, enormous talent and limitless potential, and a strong desire to be a better person. God bless his family, friends, and fans." We'd even see Hopsin jump into the mix, sharing his thoughts on XXXTentacion and mumble rappers in general, saying how he doesn't really like the new age of mumble rappers.
What are your thoughts on all these SoundCloud guys? Like,
yeah, let's just be honest. It is totally whack. It's like it's. I can't believe it. I'm just gonna say it's a lot of these dudes. You know, I don't know these people personally.
With him clearly disliking mumble rappers, he goes on to clarify that X was actually not one of those.
At first, I was kind of skeptical because I thought he was one of those guys. I heard his album when it first dropped. I heard it, and he had respect. I think he actually has a message. So
we would even see Tekashi 6ix9ine react to the sad passing of X, where he would release on Instagram a conversation between the two where X said, "Keep moving smart. Squashing the beef was a good move. When you get out, move smarter, more patient, more relaxed. Be safe, okay? Never let your guard down. With the last message being sent only 2 days before X would sadly pass. 6ix9ine would also talk about it during this Instagram clip.
I'm just sitting thinking, sometimes I just feel like I do too much trolling. And tomorrow's not promised, you know what I mean? X spread nothing but positivity. Nothing but positivity. Always called me on the phone, Danny, are you okay? Danny, yo, you doing this the right way. Just try to do more of this. Like, you could call me, talk to me, like, what's going on? Knowing that he was nothing but positive.
And if you want to see how rappers react to 6ix9ine with all of the beef that he has been in, click here on the screen to watch that video.